earlier in the year, we learned about place value. The main thing that we learned about place value was that it makes counting easy. That's the purpose of it. So, I taught some tricks along the way about place value. Is that place value is all based on the number 1. So if we start with the number 1, it's kind of in the middle. It's where things start. Number 1. It is known as the 1's place value. Okay. Now, as we go bigger, if we go to the next place value, we go to the 10s. All right. And then if we go to the next place value, we go to hundreds. And if we go to the next one, we go to the thousands. Now, we could keep going in this direction and get bigger to the 10,000s and 100,000s. But for the purpose of what we're about to teach, all we need to know is about the thousands. So again, each place value is, this place value is 10 times bigger than this one. Meaning that if I have 1, this is 10, which is 10 times bigger. This is 10, and the next place value is 10 times bigger. And then the next place value is 10 times bigger than the previous place value. Now, we also learned in place value that the 1's place value is the smallest place value that still is bigger than 0. If we go this way, we go to things that are smaller than 1. Okay, so again, this is 1. This is kind of the middle. If we go to the next place value over, this is the 10ths. Okay, so that means that if we take 1 and break it down into 10 smaller pieces, it goes into this place value. And same thing here. If we go smaller again, now it's the hundredths. And if we go again, it's the thousands. Okay. Now we, in 4th grade, we did not go to the thousands, but for the sake of what we're about to learn, I wanted to do that. So again, it's all based on 1. This is 10 times smaller than 1. This is 100 times smaller than 1. This is 10 times bigger than 1. This is 100 times bigger than 1. Okay, that is how place value works. Now, if we look at the metric system, which is just a form of measuring, which you guys learned that of with your previous assignment, you should have learned what a gram, a meter, and a liter measure. Now, the entire metric system is based on grams, meters, and liters. Okay, and again, just like in place value, the entire metric system is based on the unit of 1. The entire metric system starts with 1, we will say, meter. So let's talk about meters first. Okay, so let's say that this right here is a meter. It is 1 meter. Now, as I start to lay my meters down, okay, I started with 1 meter. I've added 2 more meters, which makes this 3 meters, right? Pretty easy. That's 3 meters long, okay? But again, to make measurement easier, they have come up with terms that if I get too many meters, instead of having to say, oh, this is 17 meters or this is 83 meters, there are terms that help us figure that out. And I'm going to show you what that means. So again, our magic number in place value is 10. We can say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then when we get 1 more, we have to move up a place value. It changes the value of that number. This 1 right here is no longer 1. That 1 means 10 because we've gone up a value. And that's exactly how the metric system works. If we get 10 meters, then that means we move to our next unit or our next value, which is called deca. So 10 meters is 1 decameter. Oops, excuse me. Okay, So again, if I take 10 meter sticks, line them all up, that is equal to 1 decameter. Okay? And the same thing, if I have 10 decameters, that means it's going to go to hectometers, which decameter is 10 meters. Hectometer is 100 meters, which would make a kilometer 1,000 meters. So that means, again, this is 1 meter right here. This is our base unit, is based on 1 meter. So if I put 10 meters together, it is 1 decameter. If I put 100 meters together, it is a hectometer. If I put 1,000 meter sticks together, it is equal to 1 kilometer. Okay? And just like place value, it means that it's 10 times bigger. Again, 10 times bigger and 10 times bigger. 10 make a decameter, 10 make a hectometer, and 10 more make a kilometer. But it's all based on our meter. Again, 10 times bigger, 100 times bigger, 1,000 times bigger. All right? Now, if you notice down here, this says bigger units right here. Well, if we go this way, just like in place value, we're based on 1. It's getting 10 times smaller. Or we took our 1 and cut it into 10 smaller pieces. Or we took our 1 and cut it into 100 smaller pieces. Same thing, our 1, and we cut it into 1,000 smaller pieces. So it's tenths, hundredths, thousands. Well, in the metric system, same thing. If we take our 1 meter and cut it into 10 smaller pieces, or tenths, it's called a decimeter. If we take our 1 meter and cut it into 100 smaller pieces, it's called a centimeter. And same thing, if we take our meter stick and cut it into 1,000 smaller pieces, it's called a millimeter. All right? So again, it's all based on those base units. So far we've been using meter as our base unit, okay, to say we have that meter stick, and if we cut that meter stick into 100 small pieces, each little piece, if I had 100 little on here, each piece would be 1 centimeter. Now again, if you have 100 centimeters put together, that's the same as 1 meter. And it's the exact same for liters and grams. It's just in the meter is measurement of distance. Liter is measurement of liquid or volume. All right, so if I have 1 liter and I have 100 of them, that is a hectometer. If I take my liter and split it up into 100 smaller pieces, it is a centimeter. All right? And again, the metric system works like that. Same thing with grams. Now, gram is weight, but it works the same. You have your 1 gram, and if I have 1,000 grams, then I have a kilometer. Because again, 1,000, 100, 10. 1/10, 1/100th, 1,000th. Okay? So that's how the metric system works. It basically just says I have my unit of 1, and a decimeter is I'm taking my unit of 1 and splitting it into 10 smaller pieces. Or I'm making it 100 times bigger. So 1 hectometer, or we can say 1 hectoliter, is the same as 100 liters. Okay? So that's how the metric system works. It goes up and down.